Hey guys, what's up? I am Rosie, and these days I usually try to stay upbeat, but there's just something on my mind tonight that I can't let go. And I have a question, and that question is, when did being brown or black or African American or whatever become a crime? So many innocent people are being shot and killed by law enforcement officers, as they like to call themselves, or peace officers, as they also like to be known. And I have gotten to where I don't trust them anymore, even despite having police officers in my family. Two highly respected police officers who are detectives, and I don't trust police anymore. My former father-in-law was a policeman, and I don't see the good in them anymore. Growing up, I was taught that the police were your friend, and if you ever needed them, to call them and they'll come and help you. Even when I was like 7 or 8 years old, I used to stay in the Avondale area, and I saw the police. They were white police officers, and they were holding a gun on this man. And the reason is because he had his girlfriend by the neck and was dragging her around. And I can't remember if he had a gun on her or a knife, but they were doing all they could to help this woman. And I remember seeing the fear in her eyes. And to this day, I'm 44 years old now, and I was like 7 or 8 at the time, and to this day I cannot believe that I actually saw something like that. It was like watching a crime unfold on TV. I don't know how it ended. I don't remember hearing any gunshots. I don't remember seeing him be arrested, though I'm pretty sure he was, but I do remember seeing that scene unfold in front of my very own eyes. And I remember having so much respect for the police. I used to watch Cops, and there was a police officer in Las Vegas, and I don't think I ever saw him arrest anyone. He used his position to help people, and I saw police officers as heroes. And then in recent years, that all started to change, and I don't see that anymore. And every day, or every week at least, I am hearing of more and more terror being committed by today's police officers. During the time of the riots, I saw a video of policemen marching the streets through residential neighborhoods, and people are just standing out on their porches or looking out their door, and the policemen are abusing their power and telling people to get the F in the house and stuff like that. And I can't help but wonder, when did it become a crime to be black in America? And I'm so confused by this, because it's like, if a crime is committed and we do need help, who do we call? My dad has never really trusted police officers, and that is because his father, my grandfather, who I never met, was killed by police in the 60s, I believe it was. And so I was cheated out of a chance to meet the man and to get to know him, even though I supposedly inherited his looks, because my dad looks exactly like him and I kind of look like my dad. And even despite knowing that for most of my life, I still chose to believe that the police were inherently good. Not all of them. There are some corrupt officers out there, but I just thought that for the most part, they were good. And at the age of 44, in the year 2020, I have become afraid of being me. I think I said this in the video last year. I can't remember if I ever released the video or not, but I'm afraid to leave the house. I'm afraid to go anywhere. I basically just sit at home in my room, watching television, writing stories and poems and song lyrics, and I very rarely go anywhere. And when I do go somewhere, I watch cop cars very suspiciously. And that is so disheartening, and it hurts because for very many years, I saw them as heroes. I saw them as first responders who are out doing their jobs and getting bad guys off the streets. And now it seems like just walking the streets as a person who isn't fair-skinned is now a crime. And I just wonder why. What makes it worse? I live in the South. So I'm just wondering if that's even like, that to me is a double whammy. I live in the South around police officers who will persecute other police officers who are black. How do I know that? I saw a video of a police officer, and she was black, and she was upset and crying because she had been a police officer for, I think, 15 years. And I think she worked for the federal government portion of the police, and she was persecuted and stopped by police officers while she was wearing uniform. And because they were, I guess they felt threatened by her or whatever, they were just like being so smart alecky and smart assed, and I forgot the word that I want to use, but they were just basically making her feel like more of a criminal than someone who was supposedly on their side. And that really hurt her and it upset her. And she decided to record it so that her girlfriend could listen to everything that was going on, could see what was going on in case anything went down. And they were just being so condescending. That was the word I was looking for. They were being condescending, and this hurt her because she works for law enforcement and they work for law enforcement, and yet still chose to treat her like a common criminal. And this was in Alabama, and she commutes apparently from in Birmingham, I guess, to Huntsville, I believe it was. I can't really remember the city specifically, but she chose not to move to a city or an area closer to where her work is simply because of how she was treated by police in that area. And I used to live near that area. Was never bothered by anybody. As a matter of fact, my ex-husband, who was white, got in way more trouble than I ever did. I was never in any trouble, but I'm afraid to step foot outside of my apartment because I'm scared to see if that might change. And I shouldn't be afraid of that. And what's worse is my children, who are 19 and almost 22, have to see this, and they feel the same way, if not worse. And they are mixed race, And I'm not gonna out them on anything, but they have to see this, and it's disheartening because when they were born into a world that I saw still had hope of us coming together and at least living peacefully. Even if we didn't like each other, we could live peacefully. But it's like we have been dragged back to at least the mid-60s, if not worse. And it is detrimental that a change comes because people who are being murdered by people who are supposed to protect us are not getting justice. Breonna Taylor, I'm really sorry that you will never receive justice for this, for what happened to you. George Floyd, I hope you receive justice. Man, there are just so many names going through my head right now. Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, just over the years, it's just become worse and worse. And I don't know if there's anything that can be done about it. It just doesn't seem like it. And I'm just wondering why. Why is it a crime to be black in America? Why? Well, that's what's on my mind. So anyways, like, comment, and subscribe. Feel free to give me your comments. If they are negative or racist in nature, I will delete and block you. Other than that, my fair friends, thank you for wasting time with me. Hope to see y'all on the next upload, and bye for now.